ready? Or who gonna start? You gonna start?
You gonna start? No.
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Finance King,
And I'm JFL Lee.
and this is the Bread Out. We got another banger for you this week, and before we get in, I'm gonna let you know what we're talking about. We always start off with our mini market segment, so this week we're gonna be talking about BRICS, all white BRICS.
BRICS, huh? All white BRICS.
Nah, but we're gonna talk about BRICS, the organization, what it stands for, why it's so important right now, and what's happening with the dollar. We're gonna get into 3 bread stackers of the week.
We got 3 this week?
We got 3 this week. We
Oh,
took the week
nice.
off, so we're gonna bless them. And then we're gonna get into what's happening in the energy sector. We're gonna talk about this new Cash App-like system that's ran by the government. And then we're gonna talk about some passive income, why it's important. And then lastly, you know, my favorite, we're gonna talk about AI and is it growing too fast? So y'all stay tuned. This is the Bread Out.
We're finance guys in different spaces, but we live a life. So like I came up with this name, right? Because like, you know, everybody got podcasts, but
I don't want to call this podcast.
well, that's why we're not gonna call it a podcast.
Okay,
We're just gonna call it the Bread Out.
the Bread Out.
Yeah.
All right, so explain.
All right. So like, you know how everybody has like their brand of bread that they buy,
Yeah.
but in order to get that brand of bread, you have to walk down the aisle.
Right.
Right. So you walk down the bread aisle, it's something for everyone. And that's what this is. But we're also going to, you know, triple entendre, don't even ask me how, right? What do we call money?
Money is bread.
All right. What does God give us every day when he gives us instructions?
We get our daily bread. Okay.
Welcome to the bread aisle.
Okay. All right. I like
You
it.
good?
Cool. That was cool.
Yeah, that was good. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's up, Playboy?
What's up, man?
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good,
Great.
man.
Great.
Yo, we took a couple weeks off. Well, like a week.
Yeah, we took a week off and we're recording at a different time right now. So
Yeah, it was holiday weekend.
yeah,
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, a lot going on. Happy Easter to all
Happy
y'all.
Easter, everyone.
Belated.
Yeah.
Hope all of y'all had a great time. Great, you know, spend some time with your family. You know, maybe if you went to church, got a good word, whatever it was. But I just hope y'all had a good time.
Yo, a lot has happened.
A whole lot has happened.
A lot. But I also think it's a lot of like, I don't want to say misinformation, but like a lot of clickbait, right? There's not a lot of substance for what we're hearing, what we're seeing,
Yeah.
what we're reading.
Yeah.
So you know me, I had to,
So we're gonna get into it,
I
right?
had to dig a little deeper.
All
I had to
right.
understand because I didn't really get it. Like, so this BRICS thing, man.
Yeah, let's talk about it. So BRICS is an organization that was started in 2019, I believe. It's an organization that rivals NATO, which is the North American Trade Alliance or organization.
or something like that.
BRICS stands for it's basically just a antonym of all the countries that's inside of BRICS when it was started. So it's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. They have since added on some extra countries, smaller countries, but those were the 5 that started it in 2019. And basically, the big news now is they are throwing away the dollar, picking up the yuan, which is the Chinese currency, and making that their mainstream of currency. A lot of the countries, yeah, so they could trade. They could trade with each other in the yuan, strengthen the yuan, weaken the dollar. It's all a political play here. So before I get deeper into it, I want to know your thoughts.
All right, so like, I did some research, right? Because I was like, you know, they was kind of fear mongering us, like, oh, the dollar's about to collapse. It's all bad. The fall of America is happening, and I don't think it's that bad, right? I think we're not. I think the tea leaves are showing us that this is where it could go, right? But the dollar is still used by 60% of the world.
Yeah.
Right. I think it was more a power shift because of the war. So I think Russia had to be able to trade, and all those sanctions stop trade
them
from
trading. Yeah.
So if they're able to trade with China and Chinese currency, I think that it's I think it's interesting though, right? Because it's like America's always got an opposition somewhere, right? Like, it's just always somebody.
Yeah.
And it's like we're putting ourselves in the like Americans are so reliant on Chinese products now.
Yeah.
That like how did if those products will become more expensive if
I don't know the stat, but I know it's a high number of our inputs or our
imports.
Yeah, it comes from China.
Yeah,
I know it's over the majority of our
China's the largest exporter in the world now.
Yeah, so that definitely.
And they own mad gold.
They own mad land.
And they own mad land
outside of China. So,
but the funny thing is like we talk about the value of it. There's mad currencies that are worth more than $1.
Mad is a stretch.
Is 10 enough?
I think it's 6 currencies.
All right,
that's worth.
There's 6 currencies.
Yeah.
That are worth more than the dollar.
Yeah, but they're not backed by the world.
Okay. Yes. Here's the thing, right? That what I feel like the implications are is just like I think it's more like where there's some static coming.
Well, I think that's your.
I just think it's some static coming
between the two organizations.
Okay. I think that's because that's what Ukraine is about. So it's like, and I would never pawn myself off to be a political guy, but if you follow the money.
Yeah. So you think the Russia-Ukraine war is Russia posturing?
It's their proxy wars. So Russia is the battle representative for BRICS.
Right.
Ukraine is the battle representative for NATO, but they're not
in NATO.
They're not in NATO, but the war started because they tried to join NATO. So it's like, and I respect Russia for saying, yo, we don't want any NATO countries on our borders.
This is true.
I can respect that. That's a whether I agree with what goes on. I don't even know what goes on in Russia. So, but I can respect that stance of I don't want my ops right at my doorstep.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's common sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I just think that. But here's the thing: if we have a recession coming, right? If inflation is out of control, we've talked about this for weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
How does Congress justify spending all this money?
All the money where?
All this money they send into Ukraine.
They can't. That's a totally different story. So I'll get into my spiel on BRICS, what's happening, and then I'll go back to answering that question. Cool. All right. So I think that this is an ultimate chess move by China. I think China making a deal with Russia to get land, right? To get over 300 million acres of Russian land for farmland. They also did a deal with Saudi, right?
For oil refinery.
Mm-hmm. So before, all that oil was getting imported overseas. So they cut out the need to go anywhere in the ocean.
Are they building a pipeline from Saudi through Russia to China?
I'm not sure.
If they do that, then that changes the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure of that, but I wouldn't.
That would change the game.
I wouldn't put it out.
That's what would happen. That's what it sounds like it's going to happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it out of China. But on top of that, and they were in Taiwan testing out, nuclear missiles. So if you add up all of these things, to me, I think that they're preparing for war to come, right? They're putting all these pieces in place saying, okay, if the worst thing possible happened, we could still survive. We don't want to end up like Russia. So let's put these things in place now. So if anything was to happen, we don't end up like Russia.
Okay.
And so they're doing that on top of, ransacking through Africa, on top of doing that to the Caribbean.
I just talked to my family about this yesterday, right? Because they asked me how I felt about the Chinese, they watch the bread out, so they asked me about it, and I was like, I think it's a changing of the guard, and if you look at how China's approaching their expansion as an empire in the world, they're not doing it aggressively.
No, they're very strategic.
They're like, no, what I mean is like America, when we expanded throughout the world, we was coming with soldiers.
Hostile takeover.
Yeah, it was a hostile takeover. The Chinese are coming with infrastructure building, infrastructure loans,
but
rebuilding the communities and giving them the cheap labor to do it.
All right, check this. You say it that way, and that's essentially what they're doing. But
it's
China's really the record label, just throwing somebody a bad 360 deal.
Yeah, that's a fact. They're putting these countries in 360 deals. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is, they ain't strong.
No, they're not. They're making partnerships.
Because countries don't feel like they're in a 360 deal. They might feel like they're in a Hove type 360 deal rather than somebody else. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So but when they look up,
it's all gone. 10 years
later, and they feel like Jamaica or another country.
But still, it's just like the way China's doing it, bro. They brokered peace between Saudi Arabia and Iran.
It's all to me. It's all chess moves.
To me.
This is why it's all chess moves. Let's position ourselves to look like the good guy.
Yeah, to the bad American side of things.
Yeah. So it's all posturing. It's all posturing. It's all China's in its best interest for itself. It's not in best interest for these other countries.
No, not at all.
Not even a Russia deal. As good as it may look like it's a 50-50. No, China really got over on that Russia deal. So I think they're just doing all this to be the good guy, to one, recruit countries to BRICS, and two, to make sure they're prepared for war. And that's all I think it is. Because, and this is another thing that people aren't talking about, China, so we had an industrial revolution, right? Where we blew up based off of cars and buildings and stuff like that.
When we were producers.
Yeah.
We don't produce anything.
No.
Well, we produce tech.
Yeah. But not like the industrial revolution, right? So China is really transforming right now from a historically communist to almost capitalist. They're capitalism with a lot of rules, right?
It's like capitalist communism. I know that sounds crazy. It's like
but it's right. That's right. So that's exactly what it is. But that allows the country to just grow so much more than what it was before.
Yeah, no, it's expanded a lot over the last 10 years.
Exactly. So just keep all we're saying is just keep an eye out and watch for the dominoes to keep falling, because I said it on here before, and I'll say it again. I think by 2025 we're either in a depression, a war, or both. So
okay. On a lighter note, because I hate talking about that stuff. It makes me sad.
Let's talk about some money.
Let's talk about some money. Yo, I know these are your division rivals, but would you be excited if this person bought the Commanders?
I would be excited as a black man if Magic Johnson was in on the bid to buy the Commanders.
You would be excited?
I would be excited as a black man. I would not be excited as a sports fan, because Magic Johnson knows how to run sports
and he builds
teams.
Championship.
And his partners, Josh Harris and Mitch Rell. Josh Harris, he's co-owners with the 76ers and the New Jersey Devils. So he also has some sports acumen.
He has ownership experience.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not a fan on how he ran the Sixers. I can get into that on another spiel. But at least that still gives him experience and acumen on how to run a team. So that's two people that can really guide the team, to success. And let's not sleep. I don't want to get into sports talk, but let's not sleep. The Commanders aren't bad. They're just mismanaged and they don't have a quarterback.
Bro, I'm just how I feel about this, right? First of all, I know we're talking about Magic, Josh Harris, and Michael Rell, but Dan Snyder is getting, regardless of who buys it, because I know Bezos put in a bid for 5.5 or 6 or something.
I didn't know that.
They put a fully funded.
Yeah. So
all you had to do was say yes. And $7 billion is wired to him.
Yes. Magic Johnson, Josh Harris, Mitchell Rell put in a fully funded $7 billion with a B dollar bid. All he has to do is accept it.
And the board of governors obviously have to approve it.
Yeah. But obviously he hasn't. Well, Yeah, he hasn't accepted yet, so I don't know what's the hold up. Maybe he's waiting for more bids, whatever. But let's get into a little bit about these three, so I could just enlighten the people of who they are. Magic Johnson. If you don't know who Magic Johnson is, he's one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Top 75, Olympic Dream Team captain,
5-time,
five-time champion, greatest Laker of all time, arguably. Greatest point guard of all time.
That's not
arguably. That's not arguable. So greatest point guard of all time coming from the basketball savant, Magic Johnson. We can go down his business resume. Magic Johnson Theaters, 150 plus Starbucks, owner of the LA Dodgers, part owner of the LA Dodgers.
He's on the Sparks too.
Used to own the Sparks and much, much more, right? Magic Johnson, the billionaire black man.
You think he's the best?
Businessman?
Business athlete?
Business athlete? Nah. Because he's 100,001. He took one loss.
That's not a real loss though. It's a loss.
It's a loss.
But it's a I don't know loss. So you can't when you don't
know what you don't know.
Yeah, like you can't call that, man. Like he wasn't even a company when they offered him that.
He wasn't, but again, I'll break it down for you. I don't want to talk in code a little bit. So if you don't know, Magic Johnson was offered, I believe, 100,000 shares of Nike before they offered Jordan the Nike shoe deal. Magic turned it down and went with Converse.
Like what?
For 150,000 or 50,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So we see how that turned out. Michael Jordan went on to become a billionaire from the shoes alone. He blew Nike up, yada, yada. The rest is history. But I just don't think you can, because Mike didn't make that deal. Maybe I don't got a bad Mike business deal. I mean,
we don't really have a good one either.
Nike
endorsement,
the prisons. I mean, you could talk about the prisons. On the socialist.
We don't know if that is true or not.
Okay,
I'm not gonna.
The Bobcats. He bought them for $200 million.
I mean, that's a cash out. Definitely, that's a great play.
That's all you need is one.
Yeah, but Magic's got like 20 of them. Magic
might be top 2 or 3. I would say Robert Smith.
I'm talking about just athletes.
Oh, just athletes.
Bron,
Steph, Shaq, Magic.
I probably have Magic.
Derek Jeter.
A-Rod. A-Rod's a beast in the real estate space.
David Beckham. He owns a soccer team.
He owns Galaxy.
Yeah. So
no, he owns FC Miami.
Yeah. So there's some guys out there. Let's do a segment on that.
Yeah, we should. Break that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah,
we're gonna break that down. All right. So moving on.
Who's Josh Harris?
We got Magic Johnson, Josh Harris. Josh Harris started Apollo Capital. It's a management company. That's more so in your language.
I know Apollo Capital.
So break down Apollo. I don't know about Apollo.
They're like,
so you break it down for us.
They're a capital provider a lot. I'm about to break them down real quick. Give me 1 second.
Apollo Capital. Josh Harris owns Apollo Capital. He then buys the New Jersey Devils. He then buys the Philadelphia 76ers. He's actually from Maryland. And just while he's looking that up, I'll tell y'all why I'm not a Josh Harris fan.
Yeah, I just don't want to misquote what they do.
And ownership. So before he took over the team, we were doing the process. This is when we were tanking. We had Sam Hinkie. We were getting picks, whatever. So we end up drafting Joel Embiid. Nerlens Noel, Joel Embiid, Jahlil Okafor. Then we get Ben Simmons. Josh Harris comes on board, I think Ben Simmons era. So he fires Sam Hinkie. He puts in Jerry Colangelo. We know how that story goes. Bad move. He hires Elton Brand and then tells him, as a rookie GM, you got to force him to make the team that was tanking to a championship contender so he can get sales. Goes out there, blows the team up, throws away our youth and all of our picks to get Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris. Jimmy Butler walks because he don't like Ben Simmons. We gotta give Tobias Harris the max. Now we hamstring for 4 years, and that's all because of decisions of Josh Harris. So I'm not really a Josh Harris fan. I'm gonna write a book on. It's gonna be called "How the Sixers effed up the process. And that's my spiel on Josh Harris. Also about Josh Harris, if you want to go to hockey, the New Jersey Devils were winning. Then he bought the team, and all the winning went to the Chicago Blackhawks. So, that's another thing about Josh Harris. I don't know what he's going to be able to do with the Commanders. It'll probably be good for me as an Eagles fan.
Apollo is a private equity company. They invest in alternative assets.
Yeah, big time though.
But their portfolio of companies is impressive. They own ADT. They own AMC movie theaters.
Nice.
They own University of Phoenix.
Nice.
They own a ton of. They lent Jared Kushner $184 million for one of his skyscrapers. So they lend. They acquired One Main Financial. That's a financial services company. That's RIA.
They're doing good. They're doing good business over there.
Yeah, they're wilding. Oh my goodness, this is impressive.
Shout out to Josh Harris.
Yeah, shout out to Josh. I didn't know this. I knew about Apollo because they're they have asset-based lending available, but I never looked into them. That's just impressive.
All right, so that's Josh Harris.
In 1990 with $400 million.
Yeah. So that's Josh Harris. Let's get to Mitchell Rail.
Who is that?
Look him up.
Let's look him up.
Mitchell Rail, another Maryland native, lives in the Potomac. Mitchell Rail owns a company called Danaher. Pardon me if I mispronounce it, but it's Danaher, right? Danaher, Danaher Corporation.
He's a version of the Cook brothers. He just owns pharmaceuticals.
So this company is broken down into 5 divisions. Under those 5 divisions, each division owns at least 5 different companies. So he got at least a minimum of 25 companies under this company, which makes him a billionaire. It's all in pharmaceuticals. It's all in medicals, bioscience, biochemistry, and stuff like that. Right? Very boring, but it makes him a ton of money. So he's in on the deal as well. So shout out to the 3. Hopefully they can close this bid, buy the Commanders, and maybe some good things will come to the Commanders.
I think it's a great buy at $7 billion.
I think
your growth potential.
I think it's a little overpriced. I would like to see 5 or 6, but it's one more.
Bro, break it down. You spend $7 billion. Commanders have an old stadium, so you get to build another stadium.
Mm-hmm.
In the DMV, by the way, it's one of the best markets you can be in.
Mm-hmm.
Commanders are probably, what do you say, top 3, 4 fan bases? Not in whether you like them or not, just in what they are as a fan base as far as participation.
Top 5 for sure.
Okay.
Top 5.
Then that particular fan base is mad with the management and how the team is being run.
Yeah.
Then you take it onto the field. All they have to do is win. They could probably win they just won the division 2 years ago. I'm just saying.
I'll keep up with them, man.
I'm just saying, like, they have the potential to become a functional and very good franchise. And I think the NFL is better when Commanders
I would definitely say that, these 3 can put together, they can turn a dysfunctional organization into a functional organization. I'm confident in these 3, at least Magic and Josh Harris. I'm confident that they can do something together to turn it around. And again, it's better for football, it's better for the division, and it's better for the ownerships, it's better for the revenue, everything. It's better for the DMV. So
thank you, good brother.
Yeah.
It's better for real estate.
Let's get it. It's better for our business.
It's definitely better for my business.
It's better for our business.
Oh man. Yo, did you see Reggie Bullock?
Man, Reggie Bullock might be up there with
Don't you say Magic.
No, not Magic. But this I think this is a Magic-esque play. I think this could turn him into a billionaire.
This is impressive.
So Matt, you want to explain it? You want to break it down?
Yeah, I'll break it down. So Reggie Bullock bought a private island in Belize, right?
Yep.
That's one of my bucket list things.
Yeah.
Own a private island. So, but he decided instead of just owning an island and building one big house on there, he decided to build like a resort style situation with a large estate and 8 villas.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And, if you think about it, imagine it's Burr. It's literally a Burr strat. He's running a Burr play.
He buys the island for what? $2 million?
Buys the island for $2 million, right?
Yep.
Let's say it costs him another $4 or $5 million to build it out.
Yeah.
Right. So now he's into it for 6. Right. He'll probably get some version. He's an NBA player. He has the credentials to be able to borrow that kind of money. Right. So he gets some version of long-term debt, or he just pay it cash
out of pocket.
If that's what he wants to do. I wouldn't recommend that, but he could. And now you have something that cash flows in a destination place.
Premium.
Private island premium. And look, here's the illest part about it. He does not have to market this to outside of the NBA.
Nope.
All of the people he knows in the NBA can afford to stay on him.
He has a built-in network.
He has a built-in network and a built-in client base and a built-in whatever. And that's just basketball. You know, this generation of athletes that crosses over, they hang out. You got rappers, you got all types of just people that you can rub elbows with, agents. Bro, he's gonna be printing money out of that spot.
Yeah. I think it's an amazing play. He bought a 5-acre island, nothing on it, and he's building from the ground up. You know, and
that's a daunting process.
The thing about this that got me is he said this wasn't something that he was looking for. This is something that, you know, just fell on his desk, came by his, you know,
I wonder,
came out the blue, and he thought it was a great opportunity.
I wonder if he felt like nervous, you know what I mean? Like, do I want to put up?
Well, he did say that. He said in the beginning, he was a little nervous, as you know, it's a foreign land. You know, it's a lot of money to invest in foreign land. Yeah. He wasn't sure if it was like almost scammy or like a real opportunity. But he ultimately went with it. He trusted his gut, I guess, and his research, and I think it's a beautiful play for him. I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Me too.
Would you ever stay there?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. I would
absolutely.
too. I would too. So shout out to Reggie Bullock for being the bread stacker of the week, and let's touch on this last one. I know you're excited. So let's go with it,
bro. I'm excited for like 5 different reasons, right? One, I'm like a huge Entourage fan, right? So Endeavor is Ari Gold, the real life version of Ari Gold's agency. Then we grew up on wrestling, so WWE is WWE. Like it's just like a cultural thing. It's a cultural moment in our life, right?
Yep.
And then the UFC, I'm a MMA fanatic. So those 3 things coming together are you okay?
Yeah, my nose keep itching, man. The allergies, man.
He always complaining about allergies.
Like, I don't get it every year.
They merged. Well, Endeavor already owned the UFC. They bought them 3 years ago.
So they just bought 51% of WWE.
Right. So Vince McMahon will stay, you know. And Vince McMahon, he's like one of the literal, I don't know, I don't think we talk about how great, what he's built.
He might be
he might be, bro. He's put all his competition out of business, or he bought them. There's no other.
It's like the Amazon of wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He put on his biggest events even during COVID.
And they still won.
They've built their own ecosystem that stands separate of society almost.
He vertically integrated the whole thing where he doesn't.
From farm to, no pun intended, farm to table. Like they have a farm system, they have a recruiting system, they have a semi-pro-esque wrestling.
Yep, all the way to the big time.
All the way to WrestleMania. And there are wrestlers that you can see, like that talent development, in-house talent development. So they merged, right? Value, which puts the value at all 3 of them together at $21.1 billion.
It's amazing.
Right? Vince McMahon bought the WWE in 81 for $1 million.
That's amazing. To do that with your money, to grow the business like that, and to keep it family.
Yeah.
To keep it family was one of the best things that, it's just what you love to see. And, most of the time, all of the guys, they either they something happened to him. They get caught up in some scandal.
I mean, Vince had his issues. He had the steroid stuff. That stuff he just got jammed up for.
Yeah, but I mean, to me,
but WWE had gotten too big to fail.
Yeah, that was minor. It's minor.
Yeah,
so I think he won. He got out at his age. He had fun in the business. He went through the ups. He went through the downs. He had, like I said, he had fun. He wrestled. He wrestled.
He was one of the hottest talents. Remember when Stone Cold had beef?
Yeah, I mean, there's cultural things that the WWE or the WWF put on that I can't. My nose is really itching, bro. I don't know what's going on, but there's cultural things.
You need a Zyrtec?
I don't know. I need allergy medicine. Zyrtec ain't paying this, but I need some. I might have to get some allergy medicine.
You're right.
But there's cultural things that the WWE/WWF gave to the world.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Like WrestleMania,
The Rock, NWO, SmackDown. That's The Rock. But if you want to put it, I guess,
Goldberg.
Suck it. Like, these things are monumental for the culture, and that's part of his legacy. And you know what I'm saying? He just doubled his net worth.
Like, they were publicly traded, so they just gave up the stock.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it's a great play all around. He's staying on, but at any time, once his contract is up, he ride off into the sunset. And he won. That's how you play the game, man. You have your exit strategy. You have your exit strategy.
That's definitely how you play the game. All right, man. Let's get into some life talk, man. What's going on out here? You said something about energy earlier.
Oh my God!
You want to take a break?
Clip that up. Nah, we good.
Are you sure? You good?
Yo, I don't know who got allergies, man, but y'all want to know this might be disrespectful, but if you don't got allergies, you don't understand. If you do got allergies, then you might agree with me. I think allergies is 4th worst thing in the world. So I think it goes cancers, Alzheimer's, AIDS, allergies. I think that's bro.
I don't have allergies, so I don't know.
I think that's it, bro. I can't.
But what would I can't see though. So would you rather be able to see or have allergies?
I don't know. Is that bad? I don't know, because
if I take my glasses off right now, I can't.
But you have something for your sight. Nothing works for allergies. Nothing.
I'm sorry you're going through this, bro.
It's cool, man. I've been living with it 30-something years. I'm good.
Do you think that is because of like global warming and just bad? I'm nice, right? I'm nice. I like what you did there. Right? Do you think it has something to do with like cold?
Yo.
And just like emissions and CO2 stuff? You think that's...
Or if it did...
I've been working on my journalist stuff. Can you tell?
Yo, these are called segues, and you're doing great. You're doing great at it. So if allergies have anything to do with, how energy is produced, if allergies have anything with how energy is produced, then maybe there's some upside, and there's some hope for me, as electricity for the first time was created by renewable energy more than natural gas this year. Well, like
gas
Q4,
or coal?
Q4. The stat said gas, but I'm pretty sure, you turn coal into some type of fuel.
That's big.
Yeah, I think it's huge because by 2025 and 2030, there's the Biden wants to do the whole switcheroo over to renewable energy.
He's not getting reelected, so how's he going to do anything?
Well, he put it in motion. So that's that. And then I just think it's huge for everything. Like there's opportunity in the world. Your man's in energy. So you want to talk about opportunity?
Yeah, I can't wait. I hope. Right. I hope that this switch over comes.
It just opens up the door for everything. So I think
we're gonna have him on the show. I told you that, right?
Nah, you did, but I didn't. I don't know. But I'm excited to have that conversation.
Yeah.
So I will say this though. I think that is the next. So we had the Industrial Revolution, we had the tech boom, Now I think
it's renewable energy.
I think renewable energy will be the next wave that makes a million millionaires.
I think that's safe to say. I'm curious to see, like, with the, I'm about to show you how I've really been working on this stuff. I'm curious to see how, like, the use of, like, massive amounts of technology, which require massive amounts of energy, how that is transitioned, because we're a natural gas country, right? So we've been powering our country from natural gas for so long. So, like, if, like, perfect example, if you have a tech company that needs a data center or like a payment processor, right? Like, right?
I wish y'all could see our notes.
Like, if you have that kind of thing, like, where that needs that constant, those things produce a lot. You ever seen a Bitcoin mining facility?
It produces a lot of
they produce an
energy.
obscene amount of energy.
Yeah. Yep.
So, like, if everything is switching to digital, right? We're going to talk about it later, but we know that it's moving to a digital space, right?
Yeah, now you need energy farms.
You're going to need energy farms to fuel that. This is some Matrix shit, yo.
Yeah.
This is, you remember in the Matrix when they was flying over the thing and it was like rows of humans?
Yeah.
And
that's what that is.
This is where we're at.
Man, a lot, we can go there too, but I think there's a lot of conspiracy around the whole, the Matrix, Planet of the Apes, robots, all of it. I think it's out there. I think it's out there. But now you're right. You're right. There's going to be some energy farms that's going to be creative, open up a whole industry. And speaking of renewable energy and what the government wants to do, they're powering a whole new. What I did there? They're powering a whole new Cash App like product.
This is a scam. I just want to throw that out there. Are you participating? Or you think we're gonna have an option?
I don't know if we're gonna have it. I don't know. I think we might have, you know what? This is how I think they're gonna force people to participate.
Let me see if we think the same thing.
I think we think the same thing. If the direct deposits have to flow through that's how they're forcing people to participate.
You know what I said? How they gonna force people to participate? They're gonna make FedNow the underlying tech for all the payment processes. All the money has to pass through FedNow.
I wonder how they can do that. Is that legal? It don't matter if
it don't matter if it's legal. What are you
they're the government, right? They're the government. Yeah. So my man Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve, have announced that in July they are starting a service called FedNow. FedNow is basically like a Cash App product. It allows peer-to-peer, which is person-to-person, business-to-person, or business-to-business transactions to happen immediately. This will allow the government to monitor all the transactions that happen in the country. So,
you know what I think this is about, right?
Yeah, let me hear your thoughts.
I think this is them. You remember how a couple years ago the IRS was trying to, like, track your
Cash App,
and your Apple Pay and all that stuff? I think that part of this FedNow thing is to get that information.
Yeah. Most definitely.
This is some bullshit.
Most definitely.
This is some bullshit.
Speaking of the conspiracy, do you think the reason why they tried to do the Cash App thing, then it didn't work? Remember, they reversed it. They said, nah, that's good. We don't want your Cash App no more. And then Buddy got offed. Do you think that the founder was like, yo, y'all dabbling, it's uncomfortable,
it's unconstitutional.
It's unconstitutional, yada yada, so they come up with their own thing?
I think they went to him to try to get him to, this is all like
theory,
very conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Right? We have no factual information.
Right.
But I think that they they approached him. You know how we see in the movies, right? Like, I think they approached him like, yo,
help me build a bigger, better one.
Build a bigger, better one for us to.
And he was like, nah.
He was like, nah, I ain't build Cash App for that. Remember, he sold it to Jack Dorsey.
Yeah.
So
So you thought I think the government was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, and I think that it's just too coincidental, right?
Yeah.
Guy founds payment processing company
That takes over the nation.
That becomes the biggest app in, like, the banks were even mad. It might not have been the government.
Think it might have been the banks?
It could have been the banks. He could have been working on something else. You never, those types of guys, those tech guys, man, they ain't never not working on another idea. So
this is a fact. I mean, look,
and guys who build like Cash App, Uber, Airbnb, those are disruptors.
Those are disrupt. You don't even say, if someone was to send you money, it don't even matter how they sending it to you.
Cash App or Apple Pay.
Cash App
or Zelle.
Cash App me.
It's owned by the banks.
Nobody say Zelle me.
Some people do. You got Zelle?
That's like saying if you had to research something, Firefox it. Nobody's saying that. Google it.
Yahoo it.
Yeah, nobody's saying that. Google, even if you go on Yahoo.
Bro, even when I order a Lyft, I'd be like, Uber.
Send me an Uber.
Right. That is, what is that called in marketing? Whatever it is,
that's that. There's a term for it. Give me a couple seconds. And another one, I get another one. Even if you are Uber Eats or you do anything, you always say DoorDash.
I want DoorDash to be.
You can DoorDash it.
I love DoorDash, but I want it to be a better app.
Uber got that thing in the chokehold. There's no way you can compete. Well, they are competing. I
like DoorDash. You don't like
DoorDash? Speaking
of
compete, what happened to Postmates?
They died.
Wow.
But I don't think they died, and I think people still. I think it's regional.
I just thought about that. I haven't heard of Postmates in years,
bro. I'm telling you, all these companies are gonna have to have the FedNow system underneath. I promise you, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and then that'll force us to use it.
You
gonna use it, or you gonna hold out like the COVID shot? Dang, let me see what that was.
Bro,
nice.
Well, bro.
I'm grabbing them from over here.
Yo, bro. I held out for the COVID shot.
Me too.
And it's never happening.
Right.
I respect everyone's choices, but that wasn't for me. But I'm probably gonna, knowing my personality, I'm probably gonna try to hold out. But
if we got a business, we're gonna have to use it. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be a way around. It's kind of like paying taxes.
Right.
I can't say what I think on it.
Let's talk about some pros and cons then. So we went over a lot of cons, a lot of, for some reason, a lot of black people, it's
a mistrust of the government.
Yeah. We're always like, yo, I want y'all to know I'm really going through it, but it's okay. We're going to make it through. So
Zyrtec, send us a sponsorship.
Please, I will have you right here. Golly. So, I forgot what I was going to say, man. But give me 2 seconds.
You said, dang, I forgot what you said too.
Oh, pros and cons. Black people always
mistrust of the government.
Right? I had a conversation on Instagram because this post right here had been blowing up. So some guy, he threw out some pros, and it just changed my perception a little bit. And it was like, oh, okay, cool.
What is that?
He said, yo, now we won't have to pay taxes. And I was like, you know what? That's true. And he didn't say it like we won't have to pay taxes, like we don't pay taxes. But he was saying we don't have to go through that process no more. Because why would we file taxes when they already have the transactions? They'll just send us, our bill.
Oh, I like that.
Right. So that it takes that away.
I do like that.
Maybe at the worst, they'll say, hey, you got 3 months to submit all your deductions or whatever. So they can say that. And then they'll calculate it for us. So that was a good one.
What about? I don't see many pros.
But I don't see. China. To go back to China, China has a company. Golly, y'all. So China. I'm so sorry. I'm going through it, bro. China has a company.
Well, what does it feel like? It's what you're going through right now.
It feels like somebody has a feather just
tickling you.
Keep going like this. Like I'm swatting it away, and somebody just keep going like this. So, China has a company. It's almost like WhatsApp. This is actually where Mark got the idea from, where it's like everything in one. So there's a chat in one. Imagine WhatsApp and Cash App and Instagram all together, like one company, one app, and Yelp.
I don't think we should ever emulate China, but that's just
so
very anti-American.
But nah, but think about it. That app is fire, bro. If you think in the same app, you can order food,
bro,
text the person,
you know what makes America
and
great?
Pay the person.
You know what makes America great? Options.
You sound like Donald Trump.
Options.
What makes America great? Donald?
Options.
Options.
Options. We have choices.
That's
perceived
fact.
or true.
Yeah, that's
perceived
fine. I mean,
whatever,
I would assume that they got another app that can rival.
They don't got no choices in China.
But you know that whatever. Okay, I'm not Chinese. I don't know. I'm not gonna go down that route.
Well, yeah, you're right. No disrespect to our Chinese.
But what I will say is, I don't think FedNow is
all bad.
All bad.
Okay.
You want some Nikes. You go to the store.
I gotta bust out my FedNow.
Come on, bro. You don't even that could take away registers. Think about it. They put the barcode on the thing.
What if FedNow is now where you hold your money? You good with that?
Where you hold it?
Yeah, like your account.
You hold it in the bank.
I'm just asking you. What if that's what it becomes?
You trust the government with your money?
Nope.
You trust the bank with your money? What's the difference?
I don't trust the bank with my money.
But you do it.
It's an institutional thing.
What's the difference?
My opinion of what you should do with your money is not the popular.
Unless you say bury it.
No, you can't bury it. It has to work for you.
All right. So anything you're doing, you putting it to work.
Yeah, but I just believe there's a way to structure it. We can get into that in our private structure class, but there's a way you can structure your money. I'm not going to say that you don't use banks, but you minimize a banking impact on.
I got a conspiracy for you. You ready for this? I think it might be.
It might be right up my alley.
Maybe. I think it might be wild. So we're gonna roll this out like a new development construction project. What if FedNow
is phase one?
It's phase one.
It's probably phase 0.
Oh, yeah, right. What if FedNow? Okay, it's phase 0. Phase 1 would then be the government allowing itself to participate
in banking. Then we become a nationalist financial system, and that's not good for anyone.
Phase 3.
And it will slowly become like socialist or communist.
What if that's where we're going?
Then I'm out. I'm out, bro. Like, I'm out of here.
What if
I'm out? If it goes I'm out.
We already
I'm out.
we already getting there, bro.
I see it.
They're taking away the dollar.
The dollar's gone.
Everybody. I'm
telling you, we're on our way to Fed coin.
I'm not gonna say
we're on our way to.
Yes,
Fed
we are.
coin.
Yes, that's the conspiracy.
Yeah, we're on our way to Fed.
But it's not going to be a physical coin. It's going to be digital.
Yeah, we're on our way to Fed coin. You're going to be able to buy like treasuries. It's going to be how they liquidate and capitalize. It's actually going to be kind of ill. But I'm out once it goes to that. We're letting the computers take over.
What if this is a bigger play than just the United States?
Of course it is. I'm trying to, bro. That's why I don't think they're tripping about this BRICS thing. Because I think they're about to make it easier than ever to get U.S. dollars.
Who's they? The U.S.?
The Fed.
To get their dollars back?
No, listen. The thing that makes the U.S. the reserve currency is that it's circulating throughout the world all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times, what really matters is the paper money that these other countries hold. You get what I'm saying? So, like, when you've traveled, when you go to countries, they love.
Gotta do the exchange.
They
don't want you to exchange, really.
Yeah.
They want you to pay.
They want you to pay in dollars. Yeah. So now imagine if I can now, instead of having to exchange my currency that way, I can bust the FedNow transactions.
That's fire.
It makes it a lot easier, which stabilizes the value of the dollar. So I don't care if China and Russia are trading, because the rest of the world is getting their hands on dollars, which is still the currency.
Which brings us back to my point. If that's the case, then we are already behind because China already had that implemented. All they got to do is say, Russia, you want to join the yuan? Okay, yeah. All right, bet. This is how we use everything. Get the app.
This is going to sound crazy when I say this.
Don't say it, bro. Don't be obnoxious. Don't be obnoxious. Because you're just going to say, I'm going to cue it up right here. You're going, it's the rock voice. It doesn't matter. I'm going to cue it up. I'm going to put it right in this spot. But don't be obnoxious, bro. Don't be obnoxious. You're talking about China. China is, okay, the U.S. economic power is...
It's not our economics that makes us powerful, though.
It's the economics. It's the military.
Bro, we decide what's cool. We decide what's hot. Black people specifically, for the world.
You watch Bel Air?
Yeah.
All right. We are Carlton. The United States is Carlton. Before Will gets there.
So you're wilding.
We're
Bel Air Academy. We're the institution of the world.
And you see what Will did? Change everyone's thinking, and now they're doing protests on the top of the building.
That's fair. But that's
all I'm saying.
What I say to you off camera, the worst thing they want to happen is the United States. Nobody should want that. If they want to be successful in their overthrowing of, they should continue to try to sow dissent and let America eat itself from the inside out. But the moment somebody attacks this institution in any way, America becomes united.
Hey man, all I'm saying, if Fed now is what you say it is, or what you think it's going to be, or where I think it could go, there's something that's already out there, and we're behind the ball. That's it. That's all I'm saying. If Fed now,
make sure you, yo, when we get the mixer, I'm putting that sound bite. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you think.
I'm putting it on there.
It doesn't matter,
bro.
I got you. I got you.
Because yo, like,
I respect it.
At the end of the day, man, we're the world's ATM. Everybody brings their stuff here to sell it to us.
All right, but if you want to talk about ATM, do you acknowledge that we're running out of money?
Oh, we've been running out of money.
We
ran out of money freaking years ago.
No, I'm not talking about running out of money, like, even though we're running out of money.
Bro, all we do is borrow more money. Yeah. Our debt ceiling is nasty.
Every time we borrow, we lower the value of the dollar.
It doesn't matter.
And countries are leaving. Countries are leaving the U.S. dollar. Can you acknowledge that?
Yes, but not a lot.
And enough to alarm take notice.
It's the big economies. China probably wasn't trading in the yuan in the U.S. dollar like that anyway, right? Because their money's more valuable than the dollar.
Okay. Russia was.
All right. They're an op.
But Russia was, what was Russia, number 4 or 5 in world GDP? Yeah. That's huge.
They're still an op.
Okay, Brazil.
That one might have hurt a little bit, but still got 60%.
When we was at like 80 2 years ago.
All right, well, it happened. That type of stuff happens.
That's not alarming? That's not, like, 20%?
I'm not alarmed. If it was 50-50, I'd be alarmed.
We 10% away from 50-50.
All right, this next.
All they need is about.
They need Saudi. Saudi Arabia.
They get Saudi.
It's over.
They get Egypt. They got Mexico.
They don't have Mexico. Mexico's a part of NATO, and they're a part of the North American line.
They trying to get Mexico.
They're not going to get Mexico, bro. That's an act of war if they get Mexico. I promise you, that's an act of war.
Let's look it up.
That is an act of war if they try to go get Mexico. That is our direct neighbor. What they can do is go get the cartels.
Mexico is exploring the possibility of joining BRICS.
Okay.
That move could significantly shift the country's foreign policies and economic relations. The move comes amid growing tensions with the U.S., Mexico, longtime trading partner, and the country's search for new allies in the global arena. Now, are you a little concerned?
No.
All right, that's fine.
I'm acknowledging that there's things happening, but my concern level is not.
So if Mexico joined BRICS, isn't that Ukraine joining NATO?
I just said, what did I just say?
We don't want them at our border.
That is an act of war, and Mexico's gonna play themselves.
Okay, I respect that. So we go, if they join, we go to war.
Bro, that's an act of war. You can't have a BRICS company right on your border.
I respect
Which is why I said I respected Russia's stance about Ukraine and NATO.
Okay.
Because it's like, can't be at my door, bro.
I respect it.
Because now look at the pipeline. Brazil.
Straight
to the
US.
No. I feel bad for Mexico if that happened.
What do you think we get them out of there with the quickness?
It'd be the
swiftest.
It'd be the Golden State Warriors versus some college team, some high school team. That's no disrespect to Mexico.
You know they got backdoor access to countries.
Listen to me. That's no disrespect to Mexico.
I ain't never heard of us sneaking into Mexico.
We do it all the time. They're gonna have to. They're gonna do some guerrilla warfare stuff. Like that's what they're gonna have to do.
What if they already doing it?
It's possible. It's possible. I'm telling you, bro. I
hope. I don't know, man. This is a lot of
possibilities.
Thought-provoking movement that has been happening.
It's all going to affect the economy in some way.
Oh yeah, that's why I think we're going into either a world war or a depression. So
I really hope we don't go to a world war.
Oh man, so I hope for neither, but
I think a recession is inevitable.
Nah. I said a depression. We're already in a recession.
You think we're gonna go into depression?
They just want
a growing economy.
I think so. The bubble gonna pop.
Which bubble?
Our bubble.
No, but which one? It's not a housing bubble.
The growth is gonna pop. I think it's
a debt bubble. First of all, it's a nasty
debt. All right, so cool. Debt bubble. If we print more money or we borrow more money.
No, it's not even just that though. That's not what I'm talking about. I just read an article. I just read an article that consumer debt has reached its record amount.
I thought you meant no.
Like
our debt,
like credit card debt,
everything, all of our debt, mortgage debt, credit card debt, auto loan debt, commercial debt. It's all
reached. It's all at like record highs. So like.
And defaults are record high right now too. I mean, obviously, the bank's tight and you can't borrow.
Or what you borrow is more expensive.
Exactly. And so if we go to your guy Ray Dalio and we talk about the cycles.
Well, he told us like 4 years ago that this was going to happen. Coming. He said it. You read Principles, right?
Yeah. This is coming. So we're now on the cycle. We're tightening. Well, that's where we're at. We're tightening.
Qualitative easement.
When you take less money out, that means less people can get paid. We haven't seen that yet. So more people getting paid. Jobs are out there, right? So when that happens, if we're up so high, I think this is my personal opinion. If we're up so high, in order for us to get back inside of the channel of where we need to be, it's just going to be a hard fall.
Yeah, but it was an easy climb.
That don't mean it ain't a cliff at the top.
No, I'm just saying it was an easy, like we were on a freaking escalator to this.
I don't think so.
All that money that they put into the economy.
So that's not easy. Something happened. They had to.
No, what I mean
throw a lifeline.
You consider there's a difference between a lifeline and what they did
in 2020. 08 was a lifeline, right?
Yes.
Okay. 08 was a lifeline.
08 was definitely a lifeline.
If they never printed money
for 2020,
what would have happened? The world was going.
Well, they had to stabilize the market, right? But they went beyond that, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Blame.
That's all. That's all I'm saying. They went beyond. They did it too much.
Yeah, they did. If they would have did what they were supposed to do,
and then
stop,
we wouldn't be in this position right now.
I can agree with that. And I think a lot of people agree with that.
So that's all I mean. Like, bro, come on, bro. You're whenever you're seeing fraud was rampant at that time, like
it was bad. So I agree. I agree with that. I think you know 2020 put us in a bad situation that we've never been in before. We didn't really know how to handle it, and we're trying the best to to handle a situation. But if you look at all of the metrics,
that's the part.
it's out of it's everything that's happening with the metrics of the economy is good economy wise, but not good for the long term.
Bro, it's it's something weird. Like it's like the economy is expanding, and but they're trying to. I almost think it's out of control.
It is. Jerome Powell's on record twice saying he don't know what's going on. He don't know what. He don't know how
Because
it's
it's
going
not
to play out.
performing the way the cycles tell
Right.
you it's supposed to.
Right. And so my thing is, they don't get it under control, it's gonna burst, and that drop gonna be hard, and that's okay because if you position, it's not okay because a lot of people gonna get hurt. But if you're positioned and you know what's going on, you know what you're doing, and you got a recession-proof business or a recession-proof way of making money, you'll survive. So,
I mean, I'm about to look at where gold's at right now, right? Because in this type of environment, gold should be going crazy. Can we agree?
almost. If there was no digital coins, gold would be the only place to place money.
You think digital coins are?
Yeah, go look at Bitcoin since all this happened.
Gold is down. Make that make sense.
Go look at Bitcoin since all of this has happened. Over this year to date. Let's look at Bitcoin.
People are.
I'm trying to tell you. Bitcoin is up what?
78%.
78% year to date. People aren't.
You think we get back to 40 on Bitcoin?
Yeah, Bitcoin is.
I think Bitcoin's going to hit 100. That's not investment advice.
Bitcoin is good. I've heard people say that Bitcoin is going to 500. Bitcoin is going to 1 million, and I believe it.
I do believe it
because it's like land. There's only but so much,
and it's about to be done,
more.
Right?
Yeah, you can never make more. So the value of it is only going to get more expensive.
$29,000.
Yeah, man.
I am sick.
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh man, I wish they would have told us what Bitcoin was back in the day.
We live and we learn, right?
Yeah, because like you could have used Bitcoin to create like so much wealth back then, but nobody like schooled us, even just passively, right? Like you could have just held it and held it through everything
and been good twice
through everything. You could have just held it and been good. And that's what I wanted to get into about this passive income thing, right?
Okay.
And I think there's like a supreme misconception about what passive income is.
Okay.
And so my definition of like freedom, right, is time equals wealth, right? If you own your time, then you're considered wealthy. But I'm not talking about like, oh, I'm living like a nomad or a monk. I'm talking about if you exist in society and you partake in everyday people lifestyle, whatever that is, owning your time is the truest definition of wealth, right? Because you're able to live your life as you see fit without having to worry about running a rat race. I personally think the absolutely only way to get that is through using true passive income. And so I want to define that, right? Passive income is money that you don't exchange any time for.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Like no matter what you're doing, you're making money. Personally, I think real estate is the best vehicle. You think dividends and stocks are equal?
Yeah, I mean, to what extent of no time are you talking about?
I'm zero time.
So zero as in you don't even have to manage the money that's making money.
Yeah, no, it's all.
I mean, I think there's
That's
all,
why I say
unless you hire someone
That's
to
why I say real
oversee.
estate is the best.
I don't think. I mean, look at Warren Buffett. I mean, obviously you can name.
Well, Warren Buffett's a
millions.
GOAT, but what I'm saying is one. There's only one Warren Buffett.
Okay, then I'll say Charlie Munger.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Charlie Munger was a good one. Not his biggest fan, but that was
Right.
that was a good one. No, all right. Look, obviously you can make money, but those guys are CEOs of the company. They're not getting passive income. They're running the companies.
I mean, but you don't think if they said, "All right, I'm done today," they could just
obviously the portfolio value, right. They're getting passive growth,
right,
and are able to live off of the dividends. But they still work. That's what I mean when I say these guys are managers.
But they work because they want to.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So they have freedom, right?
All right, bet. AI. Let's talk about AI.
Allen Iverson?
Yeah.
Oh, he has absolute passive income.
Right, but he runs the same play that.
Yeah, but he doesn't work. He
don't work, but
he enjoys his life sometimes with his family.
Yeah, but he's running the same play that Warren Buffett is running. So all I'm saying, not the actual people and what they do. I'm just saying, the play. I think that is the. All right, I'll say this. So you got real estate, I got stocks and bonds. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. What I'm saying is, at both, you still have to at least monitor, unless you're AI, because the deal was structured in a way where you're good for life. But
perfect segue. Would you agree that there's a difference between owning a business and running a business?
Yes.
Warren Buffett owns a extreme portfolio of businesses.
Yes.
He doesn't run any of them.
I would differ, but
you think he runs them? He's on the board.
You don't think he's
I think he buys companies that have management in place that he trusts and is as competent.
Yeah, but he makes the decision.
Because he's chairman of the bigger thing.
But that's what I'm talking about. He's still working.
But I'm talking about day to day.
Oh yeah, he's not doing that. No, he's not doing that.
But that's what I mean. So like Warren Buffett's companies, his income is passive in that sense that the income that they generate, Heinz, Coca-Cola, his interest in Visa, and then again, he really normally only buys publicly traded companies.
Yeah.
So he's playing the stock price game.
Right.
Real estate, let's say we buy an apartment building, right? If we put management in place, we never have to do
anything. But that's what I'm talking about.
But that's what I mean when I say passive. That income for us is passive.
Right. So if I was to put Warren Buffett, if I said Warren Buffett, I'll pay you whatever the fee is to manage my portfolio.
Then you have a passive portfolio.
It's passive for me. But I still, in my position, have to make sure Warren Buffett is doing his job. I can't just, I mean, I could.
You don't have to.
But but then now you're running the risk of losing your passive income because you're never looking at it.
Who you are as a person won't allow you to just blindly let someone manage your.
Anybody who's big enough to allow someone to, I shouldn't say anybody, there's millions of examples of people who always say Fat Joe, for example.
Yeah, no, you should be checking who's running your money.
That's all I'm saying.
Like, no,
that is, if
you think that's work though?
Yes.
I don't
count
think that's
that.
work. I don't think that's
work. I think you got to count that. Okay. And it's not saying it's a lot of time. Maybe it's 1 hour a month. Who cares? But it's still time. And that's all I'm saying. So the definition, yeah, I agree. Time equals wealth. I don't think there's anything that you can just blindly not
I don't mean
oversee. Oversee. I don't think that you can not oversee. I don't think you should not oversee anything. You can, obviously, but I don't think you should not oversee unless you have a play like Allen Iverson.
Or like, look, let's say, all right, for example, I build a hotel, right? I don't want to run the hotel.
You will never run a hotel.
I will never run a hotel, right?
Really?
But I wouldn't mind owning a hotel.
Yeah, that doesn't mean a hotel won't make money.
So I buy a hotel, build a hotel, and sell the operation to Wyndham or Hilton or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
That's a competent company that I can comfortably go on. I know I'll get my money.
Yeah, but once a year you'll have a meeting with them. How we doing? What's going on?
Maybe.
If that's your only hotel, you're having that meeting.
All right, perfect example.
You can't afford not to.
One of my favorite plays of like the last 5 years was Blackstone bought MGM, right? But they didn't buy the casino.
Yeah.
They didn't buy the operation. They bought the
land
and the building and then leased the operation or leased everything back to MGM.
Right.
So MGM runs it and they pay Blackstone rent every month for like 100 years.
Yeah.
But when you look at that, that is passive income.
It's passive. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that somebody in Blackstone is
overseeing it.
Yes. Bro, let me see these numbers. You think Hov selling DeLeon Douce, my bad. Hov selling Douce is passive income. He's not out there selling them bottles. But when it was time to have that meeting with Bacardi,
he did run down on him and ask to see the books and do all that. He did do that.
You have to do that if you want to be competent and,
I agree with that.
Managing your passive income. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I agree with that.
And if you don't want to do that, you run the risk of losing your passive income. That's it.
I agree with that. I do agree with that. I'm just saying that there's a difference between owning a business and running a business.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And so sometimes people think that when they're entrepreneurs, and they create revenue streams,
they're owning. But if you're
doing
you got to send out the email,
you got to do the book.
Phone, you're actually running the business.
You're working in the business.
I'll give it to you like this: if you stop working today and your business don't keep working,
then you're running
your business.
Yeah, you're running a business.
Yeah, and that's not passive income.
So I think you should do it too. The better investment, stock or bond. Or can you do that?
Are you asking me what's my
personal opinion? Can you answer that question?
What's a stock or a bond?
Yeah.
Nah, I can't answer that. But
because people ask me all the time, what's better, commercial or residential?
I can't answer that, but I will give you information on it. So I'll rephrase the question. First of all, I want to preface this before I start saying you have to know your own risk tolerance. Once you understand your risk tolerance, you can do with this information as you see fit. This is not financial advice. So the safer investment are bonds.
Still believe that?
Outside of what we're seeing now, but historically, the safer investment are bonds. Yes, historically. So if you're someone who prefers, not a lot of risk, go with bonds. If you're younger and you're in a place where you can take a risk because you don't have your money isn't as reliable, or some people aren't dependent on your money as much as maybe my situation. We're two different situations, right? If you were 10 years younger than me, maybe you can afford to take the riskier play right now.
Yeah.
Because you got time to bounce back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm in a different situation. Maybe I'm looking for less risk. I'm not.
So it's more risk.
I'm always risk versus.
It's more risk tolerance than anything else when you're picking.
Yeah. And I think that's any investment across the board, even.
No, I don't think. Well, real estate's risk is different per se, right? So like commercial real estate is normally more expensive, but ironically, if you get the right asset, it's almost the equivalent of a bond. Because like all right, there's this thing called triple net lease, right? Give them some free game today. Triple net lease is basically you own a building. Say I own a shopping mall, right? And I have an anchor store. I don't know, maybe it's Home Depot, and then I have a bunch of small stores. But I own the single structure, like the whole structure. There's little like condo units or whatever.
Right.
If I have if it's a triple net building or triple net lease, the only thing I have to pay for, if I even have it, is debt. The tenants pay for taxes, insurance, and maintenance. and it's a part of their lease, and it goes up every year, and they cover that expense on their own. So I never have any overhead running the building. It's like almost like there's this thing called absolute zero, where you have no overhead. It's just cash flow.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you can bank on that, when you have like a bank, no pun intended, but you have a property that has a bank in it, or like CVS or Starbucks. Starbucks signs like 60-year leases.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it's, you know, that these types of companies are putting something in your location. Now residential, it's kind of fleeting. You get what I'm saying? The market is more adverse to interest rates.
Okay, to play devil's advocate, an example of what would be a triple net lease on the residential side is almost like Section 8. Getting Section 8.
Yeah, but it's still, you still have overhead. So
okay, true.
So
true.
with residential, like I said, I had an apartment building, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have 10. Let's say I have 20 units, and 12 of those units are subsidized housing.
Right.
I know if the subsidized housing covers my debt service, at bare minimum, I'm building equity.
Okay.
Right. But and we talked about the debt service coverage ratio.
Right.
So if those 12 units on subsidized housing give me 1.3 on my debt service, I'm good. Because I'm still making 30%. I can have, and I know that money's going to come in, so it's safer. But even in that capacity, a 20-unit building is considered a commercial property. So if I have one house with Section 8, I'm stuck with that tenant. And if that tenant doesn't pay, you know what I mean? I have to deal with property value.
Yeah.
About the area. Property value in commercial is based on the cash flow that the building generates.
Okay.
More so than residential is more of what your neighbor sold their house for.
Okay.
So it's just it's a delicate dance. You can build wealth with both, but you just have to understand the glaring differences in the two.
Yeah.
And as far as what is capable.
So what do you prefer?
I mean, I started in the game of residential, but I've been playing commercial for the last year and a half, and I ain't never going back.
So where you want to be?
Yeah, commercial, large scale development, apartment buildings. Like that's where the
big boys play.
That's where the pros play. So
okay, I like it.
My favorite time.
It is your favorite time. Let's take off the hat and put on Loverboy Lee.
Loverboy Lee, you feel me?
Yes, sir.
Relationships and finance.
You need a.
I need a drop.
Yeah. You need like a theme music when this is done. We're gonna get there.
All right, we're gonna get there. I gotta think about that next. Yo, financial red flags in a relationship. How you feel about that?
All right. I think it's two ways we can go with this. One, we need to
define a red
flag, and then two, what stage of relationships are we talking? Just dating? Are we talking marriage?
I think there are different red flags for different stages.
I like that. All right, so let's start with we can go dating, engaged, marriage.
What do you consider dating? I know I'm getting technical,
but for the sake of the show, we could just say boyfriend, girlfriend.
Okay, boyfriend, girlfriend, engaged.
Boyfriend, girlfriend, 2 years and under. Anything over 2 years, you probably
do you live together?
Boyfriend, girlfriend. See, now we get
that's a caveat.
Yeah, I think. All right,
you live together.
You live together.
Okay.
Nah, you don't live together. You live together. You on your way to getting engaged. You're on your way.
All right, so you're boyfriend and girlfriend, but you don't live together. But the intention is to move to engagement.
Right.
Okay.
Engagement. You live together, and you're over 2-3 years.
Okay.
In this situation.
So we have a baseline.
Yeah. So
what are some dating red flags financially?
Red flags when you're dating. We didn't define from what perspective, the guys and girls.
I think it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. All right, so let's think about it.
I cannot wait to get this. Yo, I'm very excited for that.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna be killing you with that. You have no idea.
All right. Some red flags when you're dating financially. If you can't take care of your own bills,
That's a big one.
You know, if you can't take care of your financial responsibilities coming into the relationship, I think that's a red flag.
I'm sensitive to that.
I mean, I understand it.
It's because I'm a raw entrepreneur, so I just know it gets bad.
But if you, all right, so we'll play on that, and if you go down that lane,
that's no excuse. But I'm just saying I'm sensitive to that.
If you go down that lane, you know, there's also an argument to be said where maybe you shouldn't be dating right now.
Well, you know, that's my stance on it.
So that's that. You know, but then you can also acknowledge just where there's ups and downs.
Yeah, but there's still a level. I mean, it's not to make excuses, right? You still got to take care of your responsibilities. I've just been in those moments where things are down, and it might be a red flag, but it's good to have an understanding partner if you're in that scenario. Now, if you got a 9 to 5
and you still can't,
you're getting
focus on yourself, bro.
Yeah, like you're getting like if you don't have to create your income,
focus on yourself.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. You need to be that is a red flag.
I think though, in a situation like that, I think it would almost be better for the person to be deeper into the relationship and go through ups and downs, because the counterpart can maybe
offset a little bit.
Maybe be more willing to offset, have an understanding. But if you trying to pop off a first date and your financials, you know, you might be able to spend on a date, but your financials not right.
Yeah, not to get totally off, but did you see on Bel Air when Jazz was trying to pay the bill and Hillary just paid it?
Nah, I think that might have been. I don't think I'm up on the last episode.
So that happened, right? So I was talking to my mom. My mom was like,
Jazz could pay it though?
No, he could pay. The money was there, but it just, whatever went wrong.
And you just told me what happened.
My fault.
This one, Will was like, yo, you need to step your game up, right?
Damn, my bad.
Nah, it's cool. Go ahead.
So my mom was asking me, like, what would you have done in that situation? I was like, first of all, if I would have I would have had that in cash. Like, it wouldn't have been like, I wouldn't have put myself in a scenario where I'd have been 100. I was like, one of my biggest fears is like to be out with a girl.
And she paid a tab?
No, not that she paid a tab, like, because girls pay tabs. Girls pay the tab sometimes, but I pay the tab and my joint gets declined. Oh my Lord. That and ordering bottles at the club and my car gets declined is like,
yo, if you on a date and your joint get declined, focus on yourself, bro. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself, bro.
One of my personal red flags is like careless spending.
Okay.
What I mean is like
on the person or in general?
No. What I mean is like, you know how like obviously I'm a guy, so you know how women will buy, like, they'll walk into like Home Goods and be like, "Oh, I want this," and then they buy it, and you look at you see it, and they never ever use it.
Yes,
bro. That right there.
See those two lamps?
that right there. Drives me insane. And I'd be like, yo,
see them
like, you're not even gonna use it. Like, why are we buying this?
Want me to keep going?
No, I don't want you to keep going. Bro, that drives me crazy. Even if they spending their own money, I'd be like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah, that
least favorite time is during Christmas decoration shopping, right? Because some people who play the Christmas game go crazy. And I'd be like, you doing all of this, spending all this money for
what?
For one season.
We had a conversation, and it was just on this, and my conversation was this, because I don't celebrate Christmas, right? And so, we had this conversation, and she was like, "Oh, so are you going to participate?" Blah blah blah, and basically it was why you don't celebrate Christmas. So I told her, I was like, I don't celebrate Christmas is multiple reasons, but for the economic reason, I don't celebrate Christmas because it's just a made up time where they want you to spend money and put money into the economy.
Yeah.
That's not my issue. My issue is people spend money they don't have and put it in the economy.
Yeah.
That's what I think is the lack of discipline. That's probably exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it drives me crazy, bro.
Me
drives
too.
me absolutely crazy.
Me
Because
too.
look, I like to spend.
Yeah.
But I'm the opposite end of that spectrum. I'm going to impulse spend, and it's going to be because I want it right then and there in that moment. I want to use it in that moment, and maybe I don't use it as much in the end.
Peloton,
perfect example. When you bought it, you was like, "Nah, I want this Peloton right now. I want to use it,"
and I was on it.
And you was on it, and then
now I'm not on it as much.
Now you're not on it as much, but you still have a Peloton if you ever decide to get
back
on
it. I get back on it.
Christmas comes around once a year.
This is a fact.
This
is a fact.
I don't know. That's one for me. What do you think is one what about like secret spending, right? Like, or secret accounts?
When you just dating, well, it's not a secret because y'all just dating or whatever.
All right, what if you're engaged?
Engaged. I don't think it should be a secret. Well, first of all, it's all about how that conversation that you already had. So if it's a secret, obviously y'all planned on having a joint account, right?
Yeah.
All right. So,
I got a scenario.
If you planned on having a joint account, whether you're the woman or the man, I'm gonna just use this masculine term and say man up, and say I don't want to put all my money in the joint account.
All right, I got one for you. What if?
It's a no for me, dog. Go ahead.
What if you're in a relationship? I'm not going. I'm just hypothetical.
Yeah.
You're in a relationship. You're doing what you do, but you're funding the entire lifestyle of your family, right? And I saw this in a movie. It just popped in my head. So, and you're like, things are getting a little tight, but you're making it happen. But things are just getting a little tight. And you go to the bank one day, pull out some bread out of y'all joint account,
and the bread ain't in there.
No, the bread's in there.
Oh,
they ask you which account. You're like, I only have one account.
Oh, I seen this on the movie. I do remember this.
I only have one account.
And then so he started asking about
what other account I got.
And there was mad bread in that account.
They tell you it's your wife's account. And it's $500,000 in there.
Yeah.
You gonna be tight?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be pissed.
We gotta talk.
Yeah, that's definitely what we gotta talk.
We gotta talk. What's the bread for? Why you got so much bread? Is she working?
No.
Oh, she not working. So where is this bread coming from?
All right, let's say she is working. But you pay all the bills, everything.
Was that on the table when we got together?
Yo, you look so tired right
now. Nah, because you gotta understand, because that, bro. If let's imagine that it wasn't. Let's imagine it wasn't 100-0. Let's imagine it was even 70-30. The man paid 70, and she paid 30, right? And for some reason, y'all, like you said, y'all getting by, but things starting to get tight. And then you find a whole $500,000.
I would be sick. Bro.
Like, not only are you holding out, you allowing it to get tight. You still pulling off my funds, and you got an extra 500 bands over here. What we doing? It's getting tight means credit cards running up. Means you cutting back on lifestyle situations. You're not eating out as much as you want to.
I would be mad.
Yeah, we gotta talk.
I would be mad.
We gotta talk.
Yeah, I would be mad about that.
Where is it coming from? And what's it for?
All right, let's say it on the Reverse.
And the man got the secret.
The man got the bread,
but he got 70-30 still.
He's still covering the lifestyle, but he got a tuck. He got a tuck of,
that's my thing.
Couple dollars.
Man up.
But the woman is wholly dependent on him providing a lifestyle. She hasn't built any wealth for her. Is he supposed to share his?
Yeah, are they married?
Yeah.
You gotta share that, bro. Or if you don't share it, man up and say, "Yo, I got this money on the side. This is my bread."
You just feel like it should be laid on the table, like there shouldn't be no secret
it's communication is the key. All of these financial red flags can be hashed out with communication, unless your card get declined on the first date. Unless that happens. Another red flag, in the engagement part and the marriage part is, we got to talk about credit.
I was about to get there.
We got to talk about credit.
Do you care more about credit or overall debt? Like score or
overall debt?
Overall debt.
Overall debt.
Okay.
Because when you were getting into marriage, you signed up for everything. So what are you bringing me? A person like me, I went through a 2-year process of paying off all my debt. Until I got the house, I didn't have no debt.
What if they got bad credit but a lot of assets?
We can work with that. We get married. They about to be my assets too. Well, you gotta play the game.
Okay.
Pick your battles.
Okay. I think just because I understand the game, you can work through bad credit, bad debt. I don't think are those deal breakers for you?
Nah, not deal breakers.
Yeah, no, those aren't deal breakers for me.
Not a deal breaker, but I think it's a conversation that should be had.
What do you consider financial infidelity?
A lot of people talk about the woman making more than the man, but I don't agree. I don't agree that should be an infidelity. When you look at the statistics, more women are graduating, more women are getting masters, more women are opening businesses.
They're always going to make more.
It's only right that more women start making money, and as politics and policies change where they getting equal pay, which they should be. I'm in agreement with that. But once that stuff starts to even out, of course, women are going to be making more than men. So I think that's an infidelity that men have that should be, put to the side. I did hear though. I'm gonna shout out my man, your man, Davey J. I listened to a clip of his podcast.
Oh yeah.
And a similar question was asked, and basically he said, not men making less money, but he said an infidelity, is
oh, you mean insecurity?
Yeah, insecurity that men have, and why we don't settle down. He said mainly because it's money. We don't feel as though we're in a position to be able to financially take care of everything that comes with settling down. And I happen to agree, for most mature men, I happen to agree. So I know that wasn't an infidelity question. But
yeah, no, I get that though. But I think that if we're going to change it to insecurity, I do agree with what Davey was saying about, for us, respectable men. I ain't talking about I ain't talking about these other cats. But like men who hold themselves to a standard, hold themselves to, a line of quality. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be comfortable in a space where it's not evenly yoked if the woman is a high income earner, right? Like I don't know any men that'll my wife makes 200,000 and I make 50.
And be cool with that. Unless you're dating Nicki Minaj. Because homie ain't make bread.
Yeah, but he's still he probably brings something
to the table a different way. And that's okay.
So, but even look at ASAP, right?
ASAP.
ASAP's a perfect example, right? His lady is a billionaire. But he ain't broke. And there's not much that she can provide for herself that he still can't provide for her. right? Because he's still in that position of having his own version of wealth. Right. It might not be to the scale,
right,
but he can still be confident in that. He can still exist in that with that confidence.
Right.
So I think that it's like we have to. We gotta be real with ourselves. You know? Like that's the real part.
I think that's the key. We gotta be real with ourselves. And after a certain point, you know, the Rihanna and ASAP was a good example. But there's a point in which there's a certain amount of money. If you make over a certain amount of money, your life doesn't change whether you make $1 million more or 10 million more. Yeah. So for them, that's cool. But if we're talking about, you know, the average everyday guy, you know, between 100K or less and 200K,
it's a big difference.
Is a huge,
very big difference.
So that infidelity or insecurity, you know, it's cool. I think if you make less than your woman, which is fine. All right, you make less than your woman, then okay. If that's an insecurity for you, you just have to find a way to bring something else to the table.
All right, man, I was in that situation.
But you found a way to bring other things to the table in order to bring value.
Yeah, but I still never felt like
totally secure
in that space.
Right.
It wasn't until I got to the income space where I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, but I don't without getting too much into your personal life.
Hey man, there's a bread out, man. I'm here for the people. Just don't say no names.
I'm not gonna say no names. I think your situation between the income part were like vastly different. As being an entrepreneur, you're not talking about somebody who had a job and just got a better job, right? You're talking about someone who was going through cycles, and your ups were ups, but your lows were lows.
Yeah,
and then you got the income where it kind of balanced out between your highs and your lows.
Yeah,
you know. So if someone was making 40,000, they got a job to make 80, I think that's a little different.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you wasn't making 40,000. No. I'm just saying, you know.
No, there was a time I wasn't though. But I'm just saying, like it's. I had to learn. One of the greatest lessons I learned in that situation was none of results are the only thing.
Results is the only thing,
right? So when you're talking about income's your scorecard, man. Like I don't care what no one says. Like we don't track wins and that kind of thing, but income is it's your scorecard. It's where you're at.
We're in the relationships and finance, right? When we're talking income is your scorecard, I feel like this is a right time to kind of segue and ask this question. I want to be very careful because I don't want to tread on being offensive. So I want to say, in its most naturalist state, what defines? I'll give you my definition, but I'm asking you, what defines a man? What makes a man a man? And not saying, not sexuality. I'm saying,
yeah, no. I know what you mean.
I can go if you want me to go.
Yeah, because I need to figure out. I mean, protect and provide, right? That's the basic.
That's it for me,
right? So yeah, that's where I start. But I think it's grown from there. It's a little barbaric to just be like, I protect and provide.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but I think if you can do those two things, no matter your sexuality, no matter your gender role in the relationship, you are fulfilling those roles. You fulfilling the role of
the
male.
The male.
Yeah, the male
role. But the thing with that is like, you think you could ever be a stay-at-home dad?
Yeah. I was a stay-at-home dad before I got the job.
I mean, no income though.
Nah, not because I can't do it. It's just because of who I am. Like I'm always in a project. I'm always in.
Yeah, I mean, you still can do
something.
your hobbies and all that, but you have no real income.
Can I trade?
No, you can't trade. Not in the sense of it's generating you income to support the house. Your wife is her income.
Can I trade to make me money, but she pays the bills?
Yeah, you think you do that?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I couldn't do it. Mentally, I couldn't do it. It would plague me, and maybe that's immature of me, and I couldn't do it.
So here's my.
Now, I'm not saying she couldn't make more money than me and
right.
pursue all her passions and all those things, but there's just something about generating your own income as a man.
I got a question for you
that separates you from.
Okay, I got a question for you. Let's say your monthly bills, $60,000, $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year. Okay. Your girl, she makes $100, so she pays everything. She pays the whole 60. Mm-hmm. But your side business makes $60,000 a year.
Then my side business should pay our bills.
But in the scenario, if she pays all the bills, are you still comfortable?
No, I gave you my answer. The side business should pay the bills.
Pay the bills?
Because I generated that income. Might be a little some ego there, and I'm comfortable acknowledging all of those things.
Right.
But where I land on it is,
okay,
you ain't the man if you ain't.
I get it. You're not protected. Well, you
can still protect.
But you can provide.
You ain't providing.
You're not providing.
Yeah,
I get that. And for the record, I'm on the side.
It costs to be the boss, beloved.
Yeah, I'm on the side of paying the bills. But I just want to, I'm just trying to see what if the guy makes $200,000 passively, and the wife is like, "Look, I was a stay-at-home mom for 5 years. I want to go to work. I want to pay the bills. I want to see what it's like."
Pay the bills. Well, hold on now.
Yeah, I want to pay the bills.
Why are you paying the bills? Save your money.
You could save the money for her.
No. Save your money. Go pursue your passions. Do what you want to do.
What if her passion is, I want to see what it feel like to take care of my family. Allow me to do this for 2 years. Are you okay? Like, is that something that I don't see anything wrong with that? Not in that situation, obviously.
You are walking me down.
Is a little.
You're walking me down a path for me to say things that's going to make me sound barbaric, and I don't want to. But it is genuinely how I feel, right? I believe in old school gender roles, right? And I believe you're capable and have a sound mind, sound body. You should be constantly trying to put yourself in position to be the source of protection and being provided for if you're playing that. If you're playing that male role or that lead alpha whatever role, that's what comes with the job. And I just don't feel like, and I could be wrong, man. Look, I'm not sitting up here acting like I know the answers to all of this stuff. Yeah. But I just feel like you don't get to hand that off. Like, yeah, you can support your lady, but nah, that's my job. You don't get to take my job.
I get it.
You get what I'm saying?
I respect it.
You can take somebody else's job.
I respect it.
You want to cook? Take the chef's job.
I respect it.
You can't take my job. This job is.
Can't argue with that. I can't argue with that. I just was trying to find scenarios. Can't argue with that. The male's job, and I stand 10 toes.
Yeah, I'll die.
I don't care how tough, gangster, whatever. If you can't protect and provide, you're not a man, bro. If you can't or you don't. If you don't, you even worse of a.
Oh yeah, if you're physically and mentally you sound mind, sound body, right? If you're capable,
then, but you don't, you just
I ain't with that.
That's the definition of a deadbeat to me.
Yeah, and it's like, yo, like you gotta like right now we're in like the best time ever, right? Our generations before us.
Is this another segue?
Oh, bro, I'm trying to tell you, I've been working on it. Right?
All right, let's hear this one.
Like, we're in the best time ever, right? The generations before us had obstructions to wealth building, whether it be policy, society, lack of access to information, lack of access to resources. Today, black, white, green,
it's at our fingertips.
It's right here.
Literally.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it's right here. You know, we talked about, you know, AI, right? Now we're gonna get into how we, and I said this on the very first episode, but AI is even making it even easier.
Yes, it is.
To start a business, fund a business, run a marketing plan for a business, make money on it. Like, it's
from your phone.
From your phone.
Yep.
From your phone, bro. From this little device right here. Whether it's you're getting paid through FedNow, Cash App, Zelle, whatever. You can make money the easiest it's ever been in the history of this country.
I agree.
So it's like, now AI moving a little too fast.
It's his own thing, right?
Yeah, it's moving a little too fast for me.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm on the fence. I like it. I like the way it's moving, but I do acknowledge that one false move and we can end up iRobot. I do acknowledge that.
Are you okay with iRobot? If we get iRobot?
No.
You don't want not even iRobot level?
No.
I 100% think we're going to get the iRobot.
I think we're going to get the iRobot.
What I'm worried about is the Terminator. That's what I'm worried about.
I think we'll see the Terminator before we see iRobot.
Bro, Skynet was AI connected to the internet.
What's Skynet?
Skynet is what started the, freaking movie buff. Skynet is
what started Terminator.
Started the Terminator. It's the technology that the Terminators turned into. So it's like,
do I ever think that we'll have rogue robots building robots?
Yes, 100%.
Rogue robots building robots to
somebody gonna build Ultron, bro.
To destroy us.
Somebody is going to build Ultron. There's a reason why Jarvis told Tony Stark, leave that AI alone.
but somebody building Ultron.
Not Jarvis. Bruce Banner told him, leave that AI alone.
But somebody is a human, so somebody has to build the robot.
All right.
For the robot to take over.
Yeah, I think somebody's going to build it, and then the robot's going to take over. And
what if it's already built?
Possible. Boston Dynamics.
I think it's already built.
It's possible. And I think this is why it's all like, it's worrisome to an extent, because we have all this AI, and Elon Musk wrote a letter about, asking them to kind of pause on building anything more robust than ChatGPT. Like,
because I think that's the most dangerous part is once AI develops a language where it can communicate with different AI companies or different versions of AI amongst itself without the governance of humans. I think that's when we will get down where we're behind.
Somebody told Reuters, AI does not need to reach human level intelligence to minimize or to exasperate risk. Like how AI systems could influence decision making in relation to climate change, nuclear war, and other existential threats. She's like, they don't have to reach human level intelligence to.
They don't.
Bro, that's crazy.
I think, but if you think about it, AI is already there. It just doesn't know it. ChatGPT can hold a whole conversation about anything and tell you about everything. It just imagine if it could think for itself.
Yo, and then and this is with this whole digital rebranding going on in the world, and like the way I just feel like if our banking system is going to be digital, right?
Yeah.
So we get FedCoin, FedNow, all these proprietary Fed stuff, and then like the Fed will then create like almost like a digital banking cartel. And if it's ran by AI and the AI is on some humans are bad and wipes our bread out.
I think that's a possibility. I'm not saying that we'll
And I
get
don't want
that
to
far.
fearmonger.
But yeah, I'm not saying we'll get that far, but I mean, I think anything's possible when you think about AI and what it could become. The tools are already in place. There's factories that, the machines build everything now, and the humans don't really build anything anymore. Um, Imagine if Tesla started communicating with itself, right?
Cars drive by each other. Yo, what's up, homie?
Yeah. And then the car was like, yo, I don't feel like driving today.
It just stops.
And then all the other cars were like, oh, we can do that? Like, then what?
I guess I got to drive my 68 Chevelle.
Right. But now I mean, like, just, I'm going way off the cliff, but what if, Tesla started protesting? It was like, yo, all the Teslas report to 95. All the Teslas report to 95. We're going to stop. We're just going to shut down 95 for a day. That's crazy. That is crazy.
But do you feel like the application of AI and going digital, removing all of us from, for the future move? I mean, obviously we're going in that direction. So it's nothing. This train is already taken off. But do you feel like the good outweighs the bad? Potentially, like the potential wise?
I do. I think, it gives way for almost like another tech revolution in a way.
Okay.
If we could keep a hold on it, and for it not to get to the fear mongering place.
I think that's going to be hard.
Yeah, it'll be hard, but I think that's something that, if we can control that, I think that AI is definitely a benefit. And that's why I'm on the fence, because I love everything about AI. You know me, I build systems. I like efficiency. I do all of that. AI plays a big part in that. But then you talk about, to what extent is AI, are we using AI, and how is it going to grow so fast and stuff like that? How are we going to monitor it? So, it is what it is. They have like machine security now.
What do you mean?
So there's machines. It's like a what's that thing on Star Wars? Is it R2D2?
The little droids rolling around?
Little droids rolling around. Lowe's, and I think Pizza Hut use them for security, and they roam the parking lot. Now, what happens if it decides like, oh, humans are bad. Humans are bad. You know what I'm saying? So stuff like that we have to monitor, but I think
AI development needs serious government.
Serious government, because it don't even have to go to humans are bad. Humans are bad. What if, there's obviously John Deere has a big tractor. Tractors can drive itself now.
Mm-hmm.
So in the sense of brush fires, what if AI is like, oh, I need to save my owner. I need to save the humans, and just cut down acres of crop,
trees and crop,
because like, oh, this part can't catch on fire, so it just starts cutting down everything just to save the owner. But in the midst of that, you've lost everything, right? So, it's just, I think, like you said, it needs to be a lot of governance over it, and I think that can be a sub industry as well. How you got cybersecurity, maybe you need to start having AI security
or AI oversight at least,
right?
So what's coming next, man? What's up for this week?
Woof, child. So this week, it's not as hectic as the last couple weeks. All we got for this week is CPI data that's going to tell us what the consumer is doing. Are we spending? Are we cutting back spending? If
I'm curious to see that information.
Yeah, because if we still spending, then that puts the Fed in a tight spot where it's like, okay, I'm raising them, but y'all still not feeling anything. Do I keep raising?
Yes.
If I keep raising, more banks fall. So, you know, it's a tight situation. CPI and PPI, I think, is this week. That's pretty much it. You know, some Fed speakers are talking, but no big dogs. So we'll see.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave y'all with our weekly bread. I like this one because it's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
Financial freedom is available to those who learn about it and work for it. I'm gonna say that again for y'all. Financial freedom is available to those who learn about it and work for it. Remember that. Check us out every week on the Bread Hour. I'm JFLE.
I'm Finance King.
Thank you for rocking with us.
Peace.
Disclaimer: the information provided on this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional financial advice. Investing involves risk, and you should always do your own research and seek the advice of a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decision. The speakers do not guarantee the accuracy, completeness, timeliness, or reliability of any information discussed on this podcast. You agree that the speakers will not be liable for any investment decisions made based off the information provided on this podcast.